teacher.
Hi, good evening, Jew.
Good evening, teacher.
Yeah, okay. So let's start now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, for a moment. Okay, just for a while. Wait. Uh-huh. Can you see the presentation, Dew? Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay. So we are now on Unit 15, Dew, and it's all about travel tips, okay?
Yes, okay.
So yeah, these are just very simple lessons actually because you already had travels. Okay, you have a lot of places that you went to, so that means you have already the knowledge on how to travel. That's right, do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So for the objectives of this lesson, so we will be going to talk about travel items and how to talk about traveling. Okay. So let's proceed. So for the discussion part, Jew, let's try to look at the words in here in the box and choose two items for travelers, one, two, three. Okay, like for example, when we say a grandmother visiting her grandchildren in Australia. So, what do you think would be the things that this grandmother is going to
Yeah.
bring? Okay,
Yes.
so we
Uh.
just have to choose words from here.
Um. Souvenirs.
Okay,
Uh. Clothes is clothes.
okay.
Uh.
So, a grandmother visiting
Yes.
grandchildren in Australia. Okay, you are right
Yeah.
because when you go through a certain place, you need to bring something, right? Like a souvenirs.
Yes.
Okay, and then
Souvenirs.
yes,
Uh.
and then a clothes, of course, it
Clothes.
should have.
Clothes. Yes.
Yes, aside from that,
Yeah. Suitcase.
a suitcase. Okay, that's correct.
Yes. Money belt. What
Else,
belt? Belt. Money. Money.
money belt. That means it's a belt. It's a kind of belt too that you were going to put, okay, put on your waists. So that's a money belt. Okay.
Yeah, understand. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So our is grandmother will going to um what is one to bring a money belt?
Mm,
What do you think?
I think no.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think? Oh, since this one is a grandmother, okay, so she
Yeah.
should have to bring umbrella, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, because maybe if she wants to walk somewhere, so he can use the umbrella. Okay, what else?
No. I think umbrella we use the number two and or number three below.
Okay, so a student traveling around the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there are only how
To
many?
develop
Yeah,
route. Yes.
again.
Traveling around the world. A map, umbrella,
Okay.
and working books. Books.
Mm-hmm. Walking boots.
Dic
Yeah, that's correct.
yes. Dictionary.
Dictionary, yeah.
Yes. Waterproof.
Okay. Waterproof
Digital. Yes.
digital camera.
Digital
Okay.
camera. Yeah.
Because if you are going to travel around the world, that means you need to take a picture, right? Okay.
Yes. Take a picture.
Okay. Okay. So that would be possible. That would be the answer. What about a tourist visiting the sites in New York?
Search in like the um, sun hat.
Okay, sun hat. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
money belt.
Okay, money belt.
Yes,
Of
binoculars.
course.
What is it?
Binoculars. Okay, binoculars. That means some kind of a telescope, something like that. So that's
Ah,
binoculars. Okay.
yes. Maybe the binoculars.
Okay, binoculars.
Color, yeah.
Of course, digital camera is also important,
Yes,
right?
not the book.
Yeah. Okay. And the map also, right? The map can also
Yes,
help. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So these are the things, actually, particular things that you can be able to bring. Okay. If you are going to visit these different places, okay, with the different situations in here, Jew, right?
yes, that's
Okay.
right.
Next. Do you travel light? Do
Do
you
you take
travel light?
flight?
Yeah, do you travel light? Let's say, for example, when you say
Travel light.
do you travel light, that means something like how do I say that one? So do you travel light? Okay, just for a moment too, huh? Okay, so that we can be able to understand that one clearly on how to say that. Okay, do you travel light means okay. Oh, travel with the minimum load or minimum luggage. Okay, that
Minimum luggage.
yeah, you just have to bring only light things. Okay, so you just
Yes,
have to bring only, let's say, for example, a backpack, right, or just a carry. What is one? A carry. Just you just have to carry that, right? No need for you to
maybe in a
bring a
short time.
suitcase, right?
Yes,
Okay.
maybe in a short time.
Sometimes it depends on the country that you are going to travel to, right? Because
Yeah,
and it depends on how many days you are going to stay there, right? Okay, because
yes,
if you were going to stay there for maybe, let's say, the most would be 3 to 1 week, so you need to prepare also a lot of things to bring, right? Okay, next.
yes.
What do you usually pack when you go away for a short trip or a long holiday? Okay, if I am going to ask you of this question, due, what do you think would be the most important things that you were going to pack for a short travel, or not just only a short travel, or if you are having a long holiday? So, what are the things that you should have to bring?
I will bring clothes, clothes.
Clothes,
Yes, computer,
computer, okay,
laptop.
or
Yes,
laptop. Yeah,
laptop, laptop, laptop.
you can,
Yes.
oh, yeah, okay, or
Uh,
yes.
um,
Cell phone, of course,
the
right? Don't forget to
cell,
bring your cell phone.
cell phone. Yes,
Your camera, okay? It's very, but if ever you have a cell phone, you can use that one as taking a picture, right? Okay, so no need to bring a digital
and
camera if that would be the case.
and money. The important thing is
Yes.
money.
The most important thing is a money. You should have a pocket money, right? So
Yes.
whatever happens in there, you have money, okay? Because we don't know
Yeah.
what would happen in that particular travel, right? Okay, so that would be it. Yeah. Okay, I also agree with that also, Jew. Okay. Next, which of the things in the box above do you have? Okay, of course.
In the box, probably
Yeah, in
yes.
here. Yeah. So that do you have
S yeah, sun hat,
sun?
clothes.
Okay, clothes. What else?
Uh, sun hat, clothes. Uh, can you back to
Okay, sure.
the box?
Okay.
Yes.
Walking boots. Do you have a walking boots?
Yes, like that. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Like that.
okay. Especially if you are, if you wanted to go somewhere, mountain, right? So it's very important
Yeah.
that you have that particular walking boots. What about you? In your travel, do you also bring medicines?
Oh, yes, it's very
Yeah,
important.
it's also one of the most important, right? Maybe
Yeah.
the first one would be an extra money, and then the second one would be medicine, especially if you are taking medicines, right? So that would be the
Yes.
most important thing that you should have to pack first. So your medicines, your personal, we call that one as personal belongings, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's it. And then sometimes you have to bring also soaps, toothbrush. Those are the most important thing. Wipes, okay? Because we don't know along the way what would happen. And sometimes noodles, a pack of food, right?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
food like noodles, cup noodles, because uh, actually we don't know how much is the price of that when you reach there in that particular country, right? So
Yes.
that you can be able to survive even you cannot buy, so you can also bring all of those things. Okay, but sometimes those foods are not allowed in the airport. What do you think? Have you experienced that?
What?
Let's say for example you bring
Yes.
food, and then when you are there already in the airport, so they're not allowed, they don't allow that one. Have you experienced that one, that this
Uh,
particular food that you were going to bring in that country is not allowed, something like that?
uh, yes. When you want to bring something, you must read the regulation in the airport.
Yeah, so that would be
What?
the right thing.
Yes.
Okay.
What thing you can bring and what thing you
You
cannot bring.
can't. Yes, you can't
Yes.
because yeah, because there are also countries that have restrictions to that
Yes.
particular thing, right? Like for
Yes.
example, liquid you cannot allow, you are not actually, I don't know, but here in the Philippines, if we are going to go somewhere and then we are going to proceed to the immigration, they don't allow liquids. I don't know
Yes.
in
Oh,
Vietnam.
like that because in the past there's an accident in the plane. The
Yeah,
liquid is pumped in the
that's
plane,
correct.
so
Okay.
they
They
forbid
avoid,
the app. Yes,
yeah,
forbid everybody don't bring the liquid
the
things
liquid.
on the plane.
Yeah, because maybe that would be an international mandate already by
Yeah.
the aviation, right? That you are not allowed. So that would be an international. That means all throughout the world should have to follow that one, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay, next question. What do you bring with you on the holiday? Oh, so it's already answered. Okay. Now let's
Yes.
try to listen in here, Jew, for an audio presentation. Which of the items above do you think the travelers will mention? Okay. So let's try to listen.
Unit 5. Recording 3. 1.
These days, we always expect to hear English in tourist areas. Most people working in tourism speak it, but I always want to talk to local people, and many of them don't speak English. So I try to learn a few words of the language, especially please and thank you, and I always take a small dictionary.
2.
I love walking when I go on holiday because I think you see more. So I always take a really good pair of walking boots.
3.
I think a good digital camera is important when you travel. I always seem to take hundreds and hundreds of photos. And I also take binoculars.
4.
When I'm not travelling for work, I usually choose to go to a warm place for my holidays, so I always take a sun hat. But when I go somewhere during the winter or rainy season, I always take waterproof clothes.
5,
I think it's a good idea to buy a really good suitcase, and when you pack, leave enough space for souvenirs. On the other hand, I enjoy travelling in wild places, so quite often I take a rucksack, not a suitcase. If you decide to go walking, a rucksack is much easier to carry.
6,
It's best to avoid carrying too much money because you don't want to look like a rich tourist. Because of this, I always take a money belt on holiday.
7,
I need to write things down to remember them, so I take a notebook and pen.
Okay, so it's done now. Dew. So what do
Yeah.
you think would be the things that had mentioned in that audio presentation? So
Yes.
it mentioned about
Suitcase.
suitcase,
Suitcase. Souvenirs.
souvenirs, yes.
Waterproofing.
Okay.
Waterproofing clothes.
Waterproof clothes, yes.
This small dictionary.
Okay. Dictionary,
Working. Yes.
walking
Dictionary.
boots,
Working boots. Sun hat.
yes. Yes, and hat,
Money
rucksack,
belt.
yeah, money belt,
Uh,
binoculars.
binoculars.
Yeah, okay. Notebook as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the things that had mentioned in there. Now, what do experienced travelers take on holiday? Okay, the holiday show us the experts to name one thing they also take on holiday. Oh, so that's the content of the audio presentation. Okay, now let's proceed in here. Do listen again and complete the note. Oh, so we're not going to do that one to listen again. Can we try to complete them now? I try
Yes.
to learn. Have you remember that?
I tried to learn to. No, I don't remember.
Okay, so we have to listen it again. Okay.
Unit 5, Recording 3, 1.
These days, we always expect to hear English in tourist areas. Most people working in tourism speak it, but I always want to talk to local people, and many of them don't speak English. So I try to learn a few words of the language, especially please and thank you, and I always take a small dictionary.
2,
I love walking when I go on holiday because I think you see more. So I always take a really good pair of walking boots.
3,
I think a good digital camera is important when you travel. I always seem to take hundreds and hundreds of photos. And I also take binoculars.
4,
When I'm not travelling for work, I usually choose to go to a warm place for my holidays, so I always take a sun hat. But when I go somewhere during the winter or rainy season, I always take waterproof clothes.
5,
I think it's a good idea to buy a really good suitcase, and when you pack, leave enough space for souvenirs. On the other hand, I enjoy travelling in wild places, so quite often I take a rucksack, not a suitcase. If you decide to go walking, a rucksack is much easier to carry.
6,
It's best to avoid carrying too much money because you don't want to look like a rich tourist. Because of this, I always take a money belt on holiday.
7,
I need to write things down to remember them, so I take a notebook and pen.
Okay. So, what do you think would be that one due? I try to learn.
Learn speaking English.
Okay, so specifically, he was able to mention about I tried to learn few words of the English language, right? Okay,
Yes.
next. What about when we say I
Love
love
working on holiday
walking? Okay, and then I take a lot of
of photos
photos. Yes, I usually spend my holidays in
uh,
spend my holidays in.
don't
Actually,
remember this one
I also don't remember this one, okay? Okay, let's try to continue. Number 5. I sometimes travel in
in mm,
wild
a quiet place.
places. Yes. And then I don't carry too
Carry much
much
money.
money. Yes. So I write things down because I like to remember them,
No.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I usually spend my holidays in because she will going to wear a waterproof clothes, so maybe she will going to spend her holidays uh in um in a cold place, right? In a cold
Yes.
place. Yes. Okay. So let's try this one for the discussion. Now, what type of holidays can you see in the photos? Do which do you prefer and why? So, in answering that question, you can use the following expression,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, what type of holidays can you see in the photos?
Camping holiday outside.
Okay. I
Yes.
really like, so you were going to say, I like camping holiday. Okay,
Yes.
because
I can
what's
come.
the reason? What's the reason?
Uh, be because in the uh you you see
The nature, right?
the nature. Yes, you can
Yes,
breathe and you are
that's
relaxed in the
correct.
nature. Yes, it
So
is.
it's
It's easy.
the fresh air,
Yes.
right? The fresh air, something like that. Okay. Um, Now, when you are doing the camping holiday too, who do you think accompany you? Is it just only you or that includes your family?
Include my family.
Oh, really? So they are also enjoying about camping?
Yes.
Wow, that would be nice. Okay. Where do you go? Is it somewhere on a mountain? Something like
No,
that?
like in a small place where they organize the place for the everybody camping.
Camping,
They
yeah.
have yes, there are many trees and grass like
That's
that.
so it's nature actually. So it's just the so-called nature traveling, right? Okay.
Yes.
What about sailing holiday? Have you already experienced how to sail?
Oh, because I have many children, so I can do that.
Yeah,
I just
actually,
go to the beach and bath in the beach like that.
yeah. What about hiking?
Or like the sailing holiday. I don't have a child
Yeah,
and my children is too small.
for
Is
hiking.
the yes, it
Yeah,
to it
yeah.
not
So,
the age.
okay. So that is just only what you wanted to do, only camping
Yes.
aside from this one. Okay. Okay. Now, is there anything that you really love doing when you are on a holiday?
Yes, I just want I just want to eat then breathe then play with my children like that
Yeah, so maybe in
and read book. Yes.
yeah, so maybe in answering that question, you may say, I love eating. Okay, I love
Yes, I love it too.
eating. Yeah, something like that. And I love playing. Okay, I love
Yes.
playing with my children. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, when you travel, do you try to learn about the place, its customs, and its language? Why or why not?
Oh, I love to I love learning about the place, its
Mm-hmm.
customer and its language. I love that because when you go somewhere, you should learn anything. You
That's
learn
correct.
something for you.
That's correct. But what about when you are about to travel? Do you search that one through the internet? Like, oh, what's the customs
Yes,
and traditions, right? Of this
yes,
particular places, right? And that would
I
be yes
yes. We will check the information before we decide what
to book.
we will.
Yes.
Yes, what we would. Yeah,
Yeah, before you have to book that one, you need also to understand if the situation is okay, right? So that would be the most important thing that you should have to do, right? And
yes, that's right.
maybe you have to search also that if that particular place, most of them could understand English too, something like that. Because sometimes it's hard for you to go to that particular place that you cannot understand what they're saying. Okay? Okay, but
Yes,
if ever in that country that you are going to go to, so there are a lot of people there who knows how to speak the international language, which is the English, right?
yes.
Okay. Next question. Do you enjoy visiting tourist areas, old cities, new cities, or none of these?
Actually I like old cities.
Ah, yeah, me too, actually. Why? What's your reason?
Oh, I think in the past the people can do the many things I can imagine
Yeah,
how they could do that.
that's correct. Without any machines during those times, right?
Yes,
But they
but
can
now we
be
can do that like that.
yes, but now we can do that with the use of the machine. But during those times, they're just using that one by the use of their force, right? They
Yeah,
do not use a machine, but how they can be able to, what is on, how they can be able to put up a temple during that time, right?
yes.
So imagine that one. Okay,
But
but
like one when the for example the building is damaged,
mhm.
but the government cannot fix that like the old things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, um, we have places actually that you're not allowed. So the government will going to preserve that one, right? It's very
Yeah,
important to preserve that particular culture because that speaks about the previous, right? Because if you
yeah,
were going to develop that one, okay, so that means that you don't have or we don't you don't have already left that's the culture in the past, right?
yeah,
So that's why, yeah, there is this actually in the Philippines. There is this law that if ever you have this particular old mansion or old house, okay, before you can be able to develop that one, you should have to ask permission from the government, okay, because sometimes, okay, that's part of the history, right? So if ever you're
yes,
going to develop that one, so that would become now the present, not the old times, right?
yes,
Yeah,
right.
okay. What about in cities? Do you like to go in the city?
Go in the city.
Yeah. Do you like also travel in the city?
Yes, but don't like a lot. Don't like much because I'm living
Yeah,
in the
in a
city. So
city.
I yes,
That's
I
correct. Okay.
yeah,
So you have seen everything in the city, but
yes,
when you are going to go somewhere in an old cities, that means you can be able to see a lot of things in there, right?
yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
so that would be it. Okay. So good. And you should have to use this one, these expressions actually. Okay, I really like sightseeing holidays. I love spending time looking at beautiful old buildings. So that can be answer or that would be how we are going to answer some of the questions in here, right? Let's say
Yeah,
you really like or you love, okay, you love doing that one or you really like doing that one. Okay. Now, um, okay. So we will just going to continue this one due tomorrow, okay? Because I
Yes,
know
okay.
it's late night now, so you are about to sleep then. Okay, and me too. So we have to
Yeah.
end up our lesson and we just continue this one by tomorrow. If ever you have free time tomorrow, okay? Okay,
Yes,
so
bye-bye,
thank you so
teacher.
much, Ziu. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Bye
bye-bye.
bye.